So Scott, what are your plans for the next 2 weeks?
Well, I've got two talks coming up, but one is a really big one. So I'm very much focused on how I gather together what I'm going to say on the day. It's my standard piece about the attention economy, so it's not a subject I'm a stranger to, but I'm trying to come up with new ideas. I want to really make a big impact at this talk in 2 weeks' time.
Whereabouts is the talk?
The talk's in Birmingham for an organisation called SDI, which is the Service Desk Institute. So they're bringing together their clients from all over the country, so there's going to be a lot of companies in the room with different perspectives. So I've got to really think about what those people want from my talk on the attention economy. It's really good, I'll show you. It's really good.
Scott, so how do you give more than just a talk?
Well, that's a really good question, because quite often speakers just rock up and do a good talk, but that's it, they'll leave the building. I try my best to think about, okay, how can I create what I call collateral, which is basically stuff like videos or images or thought pieces that I can give to the organisation. So for this particular one, I've already designed a new business card, which I do frequently for my major talks, where I've worked with an artist and we've created this little guy who's under loads of pressure from technology, which is one of the key things I'll be talking about. I'm also going to make a little stinger video, which is something that the client can use on their marketing sites or on the marketing streams on Instagram or on Facebook or LinkedIn, and that'll be unique to them, and I've got loads and loads of ideas about that, and I'm going to spend some time tomorrow doing that. Then of course I've got to think about what happens at the event and how do I give them more than just a motivational speech. I mean, I'm quite good at that, but I think the thing that makes my stuff different is I really think hard about what can I give them that would extend their reach, what can I give them that would make them better at doing their job in the 45 minutes that I've got. And that invariably is a tool. So I'll be thinking about what sort of tool can I give them. It might be a mind tool, it might be a physical tool. I'm not sure yet. I think I've got an idea, but at the moment I'm just looking at my toolkit and deciding which one of them will help that organisation and its clients the best.
Tell me about the football game at the weekend.
Well, the football game at the weekend was amazing. Hearts were playing Rangers in the Scottish Cup quarter-finals. And we didn't just beat them, we hammered them.
Good. And last question to contestant number one, the man from Glasgow. Scott, how do you prepare for a talk yourself?
Well, I think the way I prepare for a talk is changing. I used to not really prepare. I would be ready the day before, I would be ready to get up and do my best job. But I've realised when you're doing over 100 talks a year, you've got to take it a lot more seriously. So it's quite funny, we're filming this in the gym. I go to the gym probably 3 or 4 times a week at the moment. There's the gym, and I take that seriously. But at the moment I'm on what I call a really intensive preparation. I have 5 days where I up my water consumption to more than 4 litres a day. I decrease my alcohol consumption to 0. I'm very, very careful about what I eat. I'm also thinking about this. Don't have a lot to work with, so I've got to think, how do I look my best? So I've already sorted out a beautiful shirt that I'm going to wear on the day. I haven't scripted on that. It was a very expensive, simple but very expensive, well-cut shirt. I'm getting a haircut this week. I've my teeth cleaned. So
Talk to me about your shoes.
My shoes.
I remember you said that someone said about having colourful shoes. I did not have
Really good question,
yeah.
That, because I used to wear some really nice shoes. They're fashion, quite high fashion shoes, quite expensive. But one of my colleagues in the Professional Speaking Association, who's a fashion expert, she's a colour guru, it's her thing. She said, Scott, I loved your talk, but I was distracted by your shoes. Right. So I've stopped wearing colourful shoes. I now wear very simple Oxford brogues, which are nice. They cut a good look, but they don't distract people from what I want them to be concentrating on, and that's either what I'm saying or on my visuals that I'm using on the day.
The content.
Yeah.
Good.
The other thing I'm doing is I'm working with Joe Martin, who is famous for designing the Bat bike in the famous Batman trilogy, on creating a new sort of speaking. Now I use it quite minimally, but I want to make an impact. And so what Joe's working with me on this for this is a look that I'm going to use for all my keynotes in the next 18 months. So I'm really thinking about all what I call the edges. Where can I find another edge that's just going to make that talk the most memorable talk I can possibly make it, and hopefully change the lives and transform the way these people think about themselves and their organisations.
All right, last question. What's the most memorable talk you've sat and listened to?
That's an amazingly interesting question. Probably there's two. One was by an educationalist called Ken Robinson, but the other one was the one I probably say is the most memorable, and that was a chap called Warren Buffett. And Warren is probably the most famous businessman in the world. And his talk was okay. It was a virtual talk, actually. It was on one of these big video screens. And someone asked him, it wasn't me, unfortunately. I wish it had been me. I'd claim it was me. It wasn't me. Someone asked him, what's the biggest problem in business today? And he just hesitated, and then he said, that's easy. He said, it's people checking people, checking people, checking people. And I have to say that blew my mind. And that's a classic example of a didactic story where you get the story and you immediately think, whoa, I've learned something. And that Warren Buffett statement from that talk has stuck with me ever since, and it's threaded through nearly all my keynotes that I give now.
And if people wanted you to come along and speak at their company or event or bar mitzvah, whatever it is, how would they get in contact with you?
The best way is to go via my website, which is www.scottspeaks.me, or I'm on Twitter, Scott_MacArthur. They're the best two ways of getting me.